The way Premier David Eby sees it, BC is shipping taxpayers' dollars to the federal government, and in turn, Ottawa is giving them to someone else.
And one of the things that shocked me was that British Columbia is sending money to the federal government so they can send it to Ontario.
Eby and Newfoundland and Labrador's premier seemed to bond over equalization payments at a housing announcement. Equalization payments are a federal program that sends federal dollars to provinces with below-average capacities to raise revenue. Provinces with stronger economies don't receive transfers. BC does not. Furey's government receives a small amount and launched a court challenge last month over Ottawa's equalization formula.
A court needs to evaluate how this is being applied across jurisdictions, British Columbia, and all provinces for all Canadians.
Eby says Ontario received almost $500 million in equalization funding last year, while BC got none. He says they may try to join the lawsuit.
Based on our population, that whatever the federal program is, that we get a fair share of that federal program. Could be migrants, could be economic development, could be housing.
This comes after a tense public exchange between Eby and Canada's immigration minister. Mark Miller clapped back at Eby's suggestion that Quebec received $750 million in funding for asylum seekers, while the western provinces fight for scraps.
First and foremost, the disproportionate flow of asylum seekers has in fact occurred in Quebec and Ontario.
But Eby claims 10,000 people arrive in BC every 37 days. The CEO of Success, an immigrant support agency, says people who arrive in Ontario and Quebec sometimes migrate west.
Perhaps for the secondary migration, those people who maybe perhaps landed in Quebec but decided to come to British Columbia.
One political watcher says Eby's charge at the federal government during an election season is a time-honored tradition.
To fight against Ottawa, that is a common path to electoral victory for premiers across the country.
Still, David Eby will have to wait another 4 months to find out if his attack on the federal government will help him keep his provincial power. Meera Bains, CBC News, Vancouver.